It is overtime here at Old Favorite Friday, and we are still talking about Triple Karmeliet, an incredible Belgian style triple or golden strong ale that I absolutely love. And I absolutely love Belgian beers, and one of the reasons is because we opened a Belgian brewery that does these exact same styles. And I said, Joel, I don't know if you saw this in the video, the story video, the brief video that we put up every Friday, that I will actually fight anyone who says that a triple is not one of the greatest beer styles of all time. My question to you is, will you join me in that fight?
I will.
Oh,
I absolutely
good.
will. Yeah,
That's
got
good,
your back on that
because
one.
I can't fight, so I'm going to need some help.
Neither can I, but we'll figure it out. This is really nice. When you presented this one to me earlier, I admitted that I hadn't tried it yet, and I'm really excited to have it. I think it's really nice. You mentioned it's more of a fruit-forward one, and I definitely get that in the aroma. It comes across a lot like a kind of orange marmalade or a candied orange, which I really love. Not too dry. And I poured this thing. It has had a finger-thick head for 10 minutes now. And that's something I really appreciate in a beer. Proper carbonation, nice foam, nice, you can see the beautiful lacing forming. So this is really a great one.
Yeah, and the bottle conditioning. There's a reason why we do all of our classic Belgian style beers with bottle conditioning, our triple, our quad, our double, because they really need it, and it really does, even for a beer that is a tad sweeter than a lot of triples, that little bit more carbonic acid, higher carbonation kind of rounds that out really well. And I do think this beer is a touch sweeter, but I don't want anyone to think it's sweet, because it's not a sweet beer. It's extremely well balanced. It's just that, traditionally the Belgian, and this doesn't mean anything at this point with the American beer population, but the triple was the hoppy beer. That was the hoppy beer in the Belgian profile. And now you have to, compared to an American IPA, you have to use a microscope to find the hops in it. So that's why I think this comes across a little bit sweeter than those styles. I think this is a beer that is a great gateway beer. Triple Karmeliet obviously goes up in that way. We've talked before about other great Belgian triples and Belgian beers that have been gateway beers. Are there any other ones that come to your mind when you're drinking this?
I don't know. As we were getting ready to record this, I started thinking, have we featured other triples? Have we, discussed many? Or have, fans, suggested any? And I couldn't think of any. I feel like we've done maybe one, but, I feel like in America, the kind of one that really gets the most notice is Allagash Curio, which is a bourbon barrel aged version. Other than that, I feel like, triple is completely off the radar, and that's a shame because, as you said earlier, it's fantastic. And it's just a wonderful style that I think a lot of people are missing out on.
Yeah, there are definitely breweries in the U.S. like ourselves that are doing triples that are widely available, but they're definitely not the number one, number two, or even number 5 beer from those breweries, which is a total shame. You actually did a video with Keith with La Chouffe.
Right.
And La Chouffe,
I knew there was one.
Yeah, which I believe would be considered a triple. Maybe it's not listed as one, but it's a Belgian Golden Strong Ale, so I think it could be in that category. But we've featured Chimay Blue, the Quadruple. We've featured beers like that before, but no, we have not. I don't think we featured a direct triple. And it really is one of my favorite styles. And when done well, when balanced right, when not overly sweet, which a lot of American breweries do,
Sure.
Which I think is one of the reasons why people haven't glommed onto this style. Is that I think a lot of the American triples taste like bubblegum and banana, and they're overly sweet because they use one yeast strain. We worked at a brewery together a long time ago, back in a previous life, where we got a Belgian yeast strain. We brewed a double, a wit, a double, a triple, and a quad, all with the same yeast strain, all with the same fermentation temperature, and then pitched that yeast away because we had to make money off that beer.
Right.
And we were surprised that every beer tasted exactly the same. That's not what they're doing here when they make their quad or they make their double or they make their triple. It's important.
Right, and you mentioned earlier about how hops had a little bit more kind of forward presence in these styles, and it's honestly the one thing I'm not noticing on the packaging. They're very forthcoming about the ingredients, listing the 3 grains that are in it. Lots of great information on the label here about how it's made and everything, but no mention of the hops, and that's something I'd be interested to know. I mean, like you said, it's very well balanced, but it's not really malt forward. It's not hop forward. It's very well balanced. So I would like to know what else is in this, but it's terrific.
We'll have to give a call into our partner Bill McPhee, because I think he probably knows everything about this beer down to like the water chemistry. I would anticipate. I think it's amazing that they do advertise 3 grains, right? The hops are probably a pretty simple hop profile. All the flavors coming from the yeast and the malt, obviously, right? So much complexity with so few ingredients. And I feel like every time we do one of these videos, that's the thing that we always go back to. I used to work with, or I knew a guy who was a brewer for years and years, and he said it was the 3-2-1 rule, right? The 3 malts, 2 hops, 1 yeast strain, right? And that's all you need to make a great beer. I think this is a perfect example of that.
It is, and I don't think people should be intimidated by it. I know in America we can kind of have a tendency to shy away from the unfamiliar, and I could imagine seeing this very European looking label on the shelf.
Classic style.
Yeah, might be, I don't know about that one, but it's fantastic. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be afraid of it. And this bottle, date code, very important. 6 months old, tastes as fresh as it possibly could be to me.
And will age 3 to 5 years, I would guess.
Wow.
It tastes absolutely delicious. I mean, if our beers have anything to say about that, our experience with that. Definitely true. Well, listen, guys, we really appreciate you sticking with us here on Overtime on Old Favorite Friday and listening to Joel and I wax poetic about amazing Belgian triples. We hope you guys enjoy it and you join us again. Cheers.
Cheers.